today we are starting one of the readathons outside. I have made some breakfast, super unhealthy, but I thought for the first day of the Selfcare Readathon, a little bit of indulgence wouldn't be a bad thing. I've got some coffee. This is caramel. Again, really unhealthy, but I'm pampering myself, at least with today's breakfast. I do think that with self-care, it also comes taking care of yourself in different ways. My dog's in the background. So like sometimes doing stuff that you don't completely love but that are good for yourself. I do want to get started with my morning routine again because it's something that I just left. I haven't done yoga. I want to get started into yoga again. I've been not making the best or the healthiest decisions. So I do want to get back into it. Let the readathons begin. This week I'm doing both the Feelgoodathon and the Septima's Selfcare Readathon, and I am super excited for both of these. A lot of them have similar prompts, but I will be doing everything for each other. I'm sorry about the noise, but we are outside. I do want to say something though, like I want my videos to be positive and just like free of all of the awful things that are happening in the world. But I do feel that even though I want this to be a positive thing, I also think that talking about the problems is something positive because we can create a bit of an understanding. And I do think that it's important to sometimes my dog is so cute, understand what is going on in the world. And I'm talking about the Black Lives Matter issue that we are going through right now and that we've been going through for a really long time. And I have not been talking about it on my Twitter or anywhere on my social media because I always feel afraid that I'm gonna say something completely stupid and completely uninformed because I am quite ignorant into these topics. I live in Mexico. We don't have a ton of racism here. Most of it comes towards us. So I don't know anyone here like Mexican be racist. I think that would be quite ironic. So I don't go through that. I live in a really small town here in Mexico also. Like we don't have a lot of people with color. Obviously we're Mexican. We are not completely white. We have a little bit of color in our skin, but we don't have people, we don't have black people around here. Yeah, I'm super ignorant. I don't know about it. I don't know a lot of people that are black. I honestly don't care what your nationality is. I don't care your skin color, your eye color. Like I honestly couldn't care less. I don't know why people are so fixated into making trouble because of someone's nationality, because of someone's skin color. I am extremely ignorant into these situation, and I do think that that's why, of one of the reasons why I've not been talking about it, and also because I feel like it's my time to shut up and listen to the people that have something to say about it and just like support them as much as I can. I am here just like trying to figure out what to do to help the issue, and I feel so angered by it because I just think that there's not much that I can do about it. And I think, well, you know, all of these feelings that I'm having is obviously because I am ignorant, and what I need to do is get myself educated about it. So I will be adding more books to my TBR. I do want to make a little bit of research to see what I really want to read. I definitely don't want to read a book like written by a white guy talking about race, because I don't know how much that will help. I want to talk about real people that have gone through this, that are going through this, that have something important to say. And yeah, so that's why I have not talked about it a lot. That is also going to be another goal for this month of readathons, to get myself just educated about it. That's my, I guess, story and views and ignorance on the issue. It's really good. With that said, I'm gonna start reading. I have to read a lot. I think to make my goal, I have to at least be reading 200 pages every day, which is okay, but now that I want to add to my TBR, I want to be reading way more about it. I'm gonna get started with Septima's Selfcare Readathon because I'm just super pumped about it. I'm gonna be reading A Face Without a Heart by Riordan. This is a new book. It actually comes out today, so you can actually download this. This is like a modern version of The Picture of Dorian Gray, which I love. It's one of my absolute favorites. I love Oscar Wilde. So I'm gonna be here just like trying to enjoy my breakfast and my book for the whole morning, and we'll see. I'll let you know how my reading is going. I am in my bedroom because it was actually really cold outside, so I just decided to come inside. I did read quite a bit of my book. I'm not sure if I am liking it or not. I just have some mixed feelings about stuff, and just like I'm trying to figure out what the purpose of this is. But yeah, we'll give you some updates. I did a ton of highlights of things that I was like so yeah, I need to read more of that. I'm about in like 20% in that. To reach my goal, I have to read like 70 something percent. So I have a lot to read, but I do want to really quickly fix up my bedroom because it is kind of a little bit of a mess. So yes, I need to do that. I don't want to, but I feel like it's part of the self-care and also part of like the Believeathon to just like have your perfect day. And it is definitely having a clean room. I don't think it's dirty, it's just messy, so I need to pick up everything up. Main reason why I can't make my bed a ton of the times is because this guy likes to be in it. I want to listen to something while I pick my bedroom up. But I don't know what I want to listen to now. I think I really feel like listening to music, but every single time that I listen to music I feel bad because I could, instead of doing that, I could be listening to an audiobook and kind of like make my time count a little bit more. So I think I do want to use Spotify because I am obviously paying for it monthly. So what I think I'm going to be doing is, look, I think you can actually listen to a podcaster here. And a girl that I love, and I love her YouTube channel, is Amy Landino. Yes, Detailed Therapy. And I just love her. I do think that she is like a boss babe, and I definitely need something like that to get back into, you know, like my morning routines and my kind of productive self. I think that would be really great. And I've been reading a lot, and that is awesome, but I do think that that's a hobby. And I do really need to go back to, you know, be my organized self, and I think this will give me some motivation. So if you're looking for something like that, I would highly recommend her. She's also on YouTube. I will have a link to her videos down below if you're interested.
Life, you're listening to Detail Therapy, episode 76, 5 Bad Habits I Broke to Become Self-Employed. She's an award.
Organizing, but now everyone got really tired of doing nothing because I was the only one cleaning. Anyways, I'm gonna continue with my book. Hopefully I will be able to achieve my goals for the day. Does this count as cuddling? I I am reading my book and I have a couple issues. Oh, and I am just not happy about that because that is a huge problem. I got this from NetGalley and I have to send a review and the author could read it. And I don't want to be mean. Yeah, send a bad review. Like, I feel bad about it, but I think I have to be honest as well. And there's a lot of issues that I am not liking. There's a lot of topics that I think are just done badly. I have a ton of stuff just like highlighted, and I'm gonna talk to you about this, and then you will like tell me your opinions. I would really appreciate that you told me like what do you guys think about this, because okay, we're following a nice, I think, diverse group of characters. We have Gary, which I think is like the version of Dorian Gray, Gary Adrian. We have Will Harrison, which is like the painter. We have this friend, is like Will's friend, but it becomes, she also becomes friend of Gary, which is our Dorian Gray, right? I have a huge problem with this character. Her name is Henrietta. She is trans, so he was a dude. She dresses up as a drag queen and I love that. I love to see that diversity. That is great. But I have issues with this character because of the way that she expresses herself in certain topics. There is a talk of suicide and she's like, she says, suicide is for the weak. Really? I know, I don't know. And then she's like talking about it after someone commits suicide, and she's talking about the other person, and she's like, what you've taken part in is a tragedy. Appreciate it. It's like Shakespeare, a great romantic tragedy. No, it's not a great romantic tragedy. Suicide is not romantic anything, and I just hate that point of view. I have a really big issue with that. We also have a character called Zoe, I think, and again, like, the idea of the characters is really great. She's an exotic dancer, so she was into like ballet and all of that, and because of economical reasons she has to go and dance into this place that has a bunch of strippers. That's what it is. I don't know why the author, I feel like, is hiding the fact that there are strippers, and she's like, oh no, but she's different, she's super classy, and when she goes and dances everyone stops, and she knows ballet, so she is better than the other girls. One, don't talk that way about strippers. Maybe I don't think there's anything wrong with being a stripper. If that's what you want for your life, like, go ahead and do it. I don't think we should be like, oh, ballet dancers are better than strippers. Like, no, none of that. And then another thing that I didn't like about Zoe is that she is just really dependent on a guy. When Gary shows up, she's like, oh, my Prince Charming. She decides to marry the guy. She doesn't even know his name. She just refers to him as Prince Charming. And she says like, oh, my life is going to completely change. I'm gonna get married and I'm gonna get out of this life that I have going on for myself. I won't have to be a stripper anymore. No, honey, you create those things for yourself. Like, if you're in a rough economic situation, you get out of it, you work hard, you don't look for a guy to take care of you. It's nothing wrong with that, but I do think that making yourself feel awful and just like crumble into pieces because a guy is not in your life, and someone suddenly gets mad at you because you are not who they expected after a couple of nights with you, and then they're like, oh, you make me look bad in front of my friends, I don't love you anymore, and then you crumble into pieces. Like, no, first of all, you don't love someone. You don't just like see someone and love him and do everything for that person, and then you crumble into pieces when he's not there. I don't like that. I mean, is it Twilight all over again? I don't think there's anything wrong with liking a book like that, but it is wrong not to acknowledge that there's issues there and not talk about it. At first, I really thought that the author was just going to be trying too hard to copy Oscar Wilde's writing style. And I mean, obviously, if you are putting and promoting your book saying that this is the modern version of Dorian Gray, of course you're going to get criticism, and of course you're going to get compared to Oscar Wilde. Obviously, you know. The ideas are kind of cool. The guy that's making like the portrait is actually an artist, but he is not painting. He creates these holograms, and so the portrait of Dorian, of what is his name, of this dude, is not a painting, it's like a hologram, and that's kind of cool. I mean, I think the ideas are there, but I don't know about the execution of them. Also, the artist is a photographer, and he creates, you know, the holograms, but then some of them are kind of bizarre and weird. Again, they talk about suicide. One of them I think was like, I don't know, a woman or a man and in a bathtub, and then as you move around the hologram they move, so they kind of have action to them. So while our Dorian Gray in this story is like looking at the artwork, he goes around one of the holograms of this person in the bathtub, and he or she slits his or her wrist, again kind of making suicide seem artistic and romantic. Don't. Also, at the beginning of the book, like the very first page is of the artist saying that he appreciates beauty, obviously because he's you know, an artist, but that men beauty is not having feminine or beautiful feminine qualities like nice cheekbones or, you know, pretty eyes or whatever. And then when he meets our Dorian Gray, he's talking about how beautiful he is, and he starts describing him, and every single thing that he finds beautiful are the qualities that he said that were not the ones that necessarily made a man beautiful. I think what the author is trying to do is make diversity and talk about controversial topics, but I think that he's just missing a ton. Also, there's another quote for you guys. Women love cruelty. We thrive on it. You don't have to look too far to see that. They're also really cruel to other people, the way that they think about other people. Like bleach blonde hair in a stiff, dry mane around her face. A face tanned so deeply it looked damaged. Yeah, they called everyone ugly. Basically, if you are not absolutely gorgeous and out of this world beauty, you are just super ugly and they don't like you. Yeah, I'm 42% into the book. I'm gonna keep reading and we'll see. I'll let you know in a bit. I'm really happy and excited. I've been getting a ton of really great news today throughout the whole day, and I'm super excited. Anyways, I do want to update you with my reading. I've accomplished my goal for today's reading, which is like 72% of the book that I started today. I read, I think, like 76 or something. So that is achieved, but I will continue. I will have to say that it is turning completely around. Thankfully, I think that I am getting what I was there for, you know? Because Dorian Gray is such an interesting character to have. It is really a great look into the human soul. What does a human soul mean and entail, what it is to not have one, and then all of the stuff that was like really problematic in the Victorian era, you know, so all of the stuff that was considered a sin back then. And nowadays, you know, in the modern days, obviously things have changed, things have evolved. Thankfully, some stuff is now more acceptable than back then. So what is it that you could make super controversial for this book to work, to entail and to captivate? What is it like to be living in sins and not having a soul right now, you know? So yes, things turn around a little bit. I still don't like Henrietta. I don't like that character, but it kind of makes sense because I think a huge part also in Dorian Gray's, you know, in Oscar Wilde's work is the influence to corrupt someone's soul and to corrupt someone's innocent. So I think that's what this character is doing in the modern version, which is this book that I'm reading right now, A Face Without a Heart. I do think that, you know, some stuff could have been executed a little bit better, but I understand what the author is trying to do here, because nowadays, taking consideration what is a sin, now that things have been a little bit more evolved and that we agree with different things now that were not at all something that would be forgiving in society back then. So I think suicide was one of the points that this author wrote in there. And I do believe that the main reason why Gary, our kind of Oscar Wilde in this story now, is kind of not caring when the other person said like, oh, take suicide as a romantic thing, the way that he sees it and agrees with it, is because his soul is not there anymore. So I do think that the author is bringing all of these ideas with the intention of making it, this is alright for someone with not a soul. I don't know if that makes sense, but after that, I think the book is really redeeming itself. After Dorian or Gary's soul is gone and into the painting, which is like this holographic thing, which I think is quite unique and modern, that's for sure. But yeah, you know, after that happens, the whole thing starts to form really into what the soul, or the soulless part of the Dorian Gray book really is, and what I was really expecting from this book. So I am kind of really enjoying that. I do think that even though I met my goal and I'm done for the day, I could just like leave there and say like, hey, see you tomorrow. I think I'm gonna keep on reading that. I do want to do something to like pamper myself. I mean, I think I already did a couple of the prompts, like I read outside, I read while curling stuff, smooth and soft things, my pets. But I do want to pamper myself a little bit. So I think I'm gonna get my nails done. Clearly need that. One of the only good things about quarantine for me is that I've been using all of the nail polish that I've bought instead of going and pay to get my nails done. I've just been using what I have because I have a problem and I've gotten, you know, this is just my favorite colors. I have a ton of nail polish that I've been getting, and I just normally tend to grab the ones that are like really cheap. So probably I should declutter them because I don't think that most of them even work anymore. It's good that I'm actually using the stuff that I have. I'm gonna read while my first coat gets dry. I was not supposed to finish this in a day, but I guess I really actually enjoyed it. So yeah, I just finished it. It's honestly a really quick read as well, so I rambled a lot about this book throughout this whole blog, so if you're interested, hopefully you can get it. I will leave now my review, that's why I'm here at my desk. So I'm gonna review the book. I'm super excited to write my thoughts and opinions about it, because it really ended up winning me over. I enjoyed that so much. And I think everything just like really came into play. I was not sure at the beginning that this was going to be a great idea, but everything just like came into play in such a great way that I feel like everything just balanced out at the end. So I'm not spoiling it, so yeah, it was really cool. And I ended up really liking it, so I'm gonna do my review. I guess that's it for today's vlog. I don't know, I think, I mean, it's still quite early, it's not even 8 p.m. So I think I'm gonna do my review and then I'm gonna have dinner and I'm going to go in bed and just read a little bit more because I have a ton of books that I want to read. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoy this. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoy the content, if you enjoy the video. What do you guys think about this new book that came out today? I'll leave a link down below with the information where you can find it and all of that. And yes, please don't forget to subscribe for more bookish content. I think I'm going to be vlogging daily this month because I'm joining a ton of really cool readathons, and I just have a ton of books to read, so I think I'm going to be reading a ton this month. Hopefully, like, I'm super motivated to do this. So yes, hopefully I will be able to do that. And I will see you readers in my next video. Bye.